Hey agents, it's Manny. As I mentioned in my last video, there's been a huge influx of new players to the division, and with new players comes questions. One question I get asked a lot is, what gear/weapon should I keep? It's actually a very hard question to answer because it all depends on what you're looking for, but since you're new and don't know what to look for, I'll do my best and recommend a few items I would look for in order to keep if I was a fresh 40. Now before we begin, I want to give a couple disclaimers. I'm not going to talk about specific builds in this video, just the gear and weapons to look for. I'll make some more videos in the future with specific builds to use them in, alright? Please remember, first and foremost, you paid for the game, so you play it the way you want to. However, with that being said, this is my video, and I have a very strong opinion on certain playstyles. I'll never tell anyone they're stupid, but I will disagree on certain gear choices. I'm also only going to focus on PvE and not talk about what to keep for PvP. Now it's time to trigger some people. I will also only focus on red DPS items because the only time you should be using blue armor pieces in PvE is when tanking in the Iron Horse raid. You cannot and will not ever convince me that your hybrid build with a couple of armor pieces does even close to the damage an all red build can do. I will also not mention any yellow skill items either because, let's be honest, skill builds are for niche roles like an Eclipse status effect build or a future initiative healing build that as a new player you're not ready yet for, and they also promote laziness, and since you are a newer player you need to learn how to move and use cover without staying in cover while a drone and turret does all the work for you. Alright, let's get off the soapbox and start the video. Before we start, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and ding that notification bell so you know when there's new videos. And if you're looking for someone to game with, you can find me and other players in the Militia Discord server. The link is in the description below. Let's first talk about weapons. There are basically 4 weapons I use day to day. They're going to be the FAMAS 2010, the Police M4, which is right here. Then you have the M1A CQB, and then the regular M1A, the classic M1A. Now, 3 of those weapons are craftable. Only the M1A Classic or the Classic M1A is not craftable. For all the weapons I'm going to talk about, we want damage out of cover as your secondary attribute. Now, the core attributes don't change. They're always the same. You just want them as high as you can get them. But we want damage to out of cover as a secondary. Now, for the M1A variants, that being the Classic and the M1A CQB, there's 2 talents I want you to look for, and basically they are Boomerang or Rifleman. Preferring Boomerang over Rifleman simply because we're going to be going through, we're going to be trying to crit cap ourselves. So with crit hit chances having 50% chance to return bullet in a magazine, and then X bullet being 40% increase the damage. Boom, that's great. Rifleman basic landing headshots add stacks of 10% weapon damage. Being a new player, you might be great at headshots. That might be where you want to go. I'm not that great at headshots, so that's why I lean towards Boomerang myself. All right, now for the ARs, the Police M4, we're going to like damage out of cover. For the talents, we're going to focus on 2 for the M1A4, M1 Police M4, and that's Flatline because we're going to be using this with spotter build. And the other one is basically Fast Hands. Critical hits add a stack of reload. This doesn't increase your base damage, but it does increase overall DPS because you'll be able to reload faster and kill quicker. Now for the FAMAS, the only one you worry about is Fast Hands. You can't put a Technician's laser pointer on this, so we're not really going to use this one for any spotter builds, so there's no sense in getting Flatline because Flatline actually amplifies weapon damage. That's actually, I'm sorry, this one amplifies weapon damage by 15% to pulsed enemies, so that's why Flatline for the Police M4 is good. So that's it for those, right? So basically you want to have 1 or 2 things when you pick this weapon up. Now, like I said, core attributes are always the same, so you definitely want damage. It'd be better if you found these weapons with damage out of cover on them, and that way you can roll the talents whatever you want. Now if you get Police M4 with Flatline, just reroll attributes to damage out of cover and you're good to go. But it's nicer if the talent is your reroll talent, your recal talent, because you can just change it to whatever you want. If they come up with a new talent that's even better, it'd be nice to be able to reroll it to that. All right. Now, there's 2 other weapons I want you to kind of look for. They're kind of decent, too. The Kingbreaker, not as good as the Police. It does more damage than the FAMAS and the Police M4, but it doesn't have as good of long-range accuracy because it drops off because it's very inaccurate. It's got a lot of stability problems. So it's really good close-up. So look for one of these. It always comes with Perfect Flatline, which is 20% to pulse enemies. So all you have to do is reroll. No matter which one you get, just reroll the damage out of cover. The last one is going to be, where is it? The ACS-12. This is a good shotgun too. I like mine with Flatline simply because I use it with a spotter build. and stuff like that once in a while. So it's decent for that. And make sure it has damage out of the cover, as they're always. All right, so that's for your primary weapons. Now for your pistols, basically you're gonna want two pistols. Obviously, there's the exotics. We're not going to talk about them right now. You're basically going to keep every exotic you find. Just do that for now. Don't get rid of them. Don't dismantle them. Just keep them for now. You can figure out what to do with them afterwards. I want you to keep D50s. Specifically, we want damage out of cover. And a good one for D50 is, I don't think I have one with it. Close and personal is okay, but you want Ranger is a good one for your D50. Same thing with the card 45s. Make sure you get these pistols with damage out of cover on them. All right, and then talents or whatever it is, but just try to get damage out of cover on these. That's it for weapons. Now for gear. Now, with the exception of named items, I'm not going to tell you specific pieces to get because oftentimes you can mix and match to get the correct build that you want. So let's first talk about exotics and named items. Like I said earlier, I want you to keep all exotics, but there's a couple I do want you to focus on for our red DPS builds. All right, so let's start with masks. Now, the first named item I want you to think about getting is Punch Drunk. This is a great one for headshot pistol builds because it comes with 20% headshot damage on it. So no matter what you get with it, you're going to be able to reroll the secondary talent because you can only recal one attribute. Since this one has, you can't. So you could actually reroll your core, but you're not going to. It's going to come with weapon damage. You're good there. It's going to come with 20% headshot damage. You're good there. You're just going to be able to re-roll this to crit hit chance or crit hit damage, so you're good. Just find a Punch Drunk. You're good to go with that one, all right? The other one is going to be the Coyote's Mask. You can't, whatever one, they all have the same thing. They all have weapon damage, crit hit chance, or crit hit damage. So this is a nice one. I believe you can get this one from opening exotic caches or the end boss in Jefferson Trade Center. Make sure it's not invaded, though. Otherwise, you won't get it from him. I believe it's been added to the overall loot pool. I'm not 100% sure about that. I have all this stuff, so my loot pool is fully maxed out with every item. So I believe they've changed a lot of that so that exotics are now, most exotics other than the raid exclusive ones are actually in everyone's loot pool. You used to have to find this first before it was added to your general loot pool, but I believe they've changed that. Someone in the comments, let me know if I'm right on that or wrong. I'd appreciate it. All right, now for chests, there's actually 3 named chests. The first one is the Chain Killer. All right, this one you want headshot damage on it because this is actually for headshot build. So you want it with headshot damage, and then the secondary attribute you want crit hit chance or crit hit damage. But as long as you have this rolled with headshot damage, you can re-roll the secondary. This could be a skill, yellow or blue. It doesn't matter. You can re-roll it to crit hit damage or crit hit chance, depending on what you need for the build at the time. All right. So you only need one of these, one Chain Killer. The next piece is Pristine Example. So what you want this one with is crit hit chance or crit hit damage, one of those two, so that you can re-roll it to whichever one you want. I don't know why I have 2 of them, but I do. Then the other one is the Sacrifice. Now this one we're gonna have we're gonna have 2 pieces, right? We want one with headshot damage, at least headshot damage. Then, like I said, you can re-roll the second one with crit hit chance or crit hit damage. Then we want another one for crit hit chance and crit hit damage. This is a very nice piece to have with perfect glass cannon. So those are the 3 chest items, specific named items I want you to look for. 4 holsters. There's really no named items I care about, but there is the Dodge City Gunslinger holster. This one, you can actually get this exotic from a mission offered by Inea at the crafting bench. So this is an automatic get for you. Just go get the mission and you have to complete some tasks for it. I do have a video on how to do this. If you go check my site and just Google search for it. All right, now as far as backpacks goes, just like holsters, there are no named backpacks that I necessarily want you to care about. I have the gift. This is DZ only, so you have to go to DZ to get this. You could so don't worry about it. It's not much better than a regular province with vigilance on it anyway, so we'll talk about that in a minute. But the one backpack I want you to get is a Memento. This is actually a good one to have. You got weapon damage, armor, and skill tier. It has all 3. It's pretty good. So this is not a bad one to have. I don't typically have in my DPS builds, but sometimes a headshot build, I'll have this in there to keep getting kill confirms and stuff like that. So Memento is a good one to look out for and hold on to in your general backpack. Now for gloves, there's only one glove that you actually really need, and that is the Contractor's gloves. People try to convince you otherwise that no, this glove works. No, Contractor's glove is meta. It always will be, always is for red builds. So you're gonna just get a couple of these. You basically need 2 of them. You'll see I have some special ones for different builds. Don't worry about doing this right now. What I want you to focus on is getting. It comes with weapon damage. It comes with damage to armor 8%. Now you want 2 of them. You can actually get 3. You can get one with crit hit damage, one with crit hit chance, and then one with headshot damage for headshot damage build. All right, so you can get 3 of them if you want. I typically just I'll re-roll my crit hit damage one to crit hit chance if I need it for something. So, but at least 2 of these. You want one with crit hit damage, crit hit chance, and one with headshot damage. And then same thing with our knees. We have Fox Prayers and knees. It comes with 8% damage to out of cover, which is nice. Then you have basically same thing. You're going to have one with crit hit chance or crit hit damage, depending on what you need. And then you're going to have another one with headshot damage. All right. So the beauty of those 2 pieces really is that you get them, you automatically make them God rolled. It doesn't matter because they already come with weapon damage and damage out of cover. So you just have to re-roll this talent. Most of the named items are like that anyway. So that's really nice once you get them. So that is it for named items. And before I forget, make sure you also do keep one of each gear set green items. It's just a good thing. And actually, even blues and yellows, just save them. Just one of each. Don't worry about it because they're basically all God rolled anyway. So unless you're planning on changing out the core piece, it is going to be what it is, and you can just re-roll the secondary attribute to whatever you want. So remember, one of each green piece called gear sets. All right, that's it. Now for other non-named items. I did say I'm only going to talk about red items, and with that, there are only 3 secondary attributes we'll worry about. 3 attributes are crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and headshot damage. Those are only the 3 we care about. Now for chest talents. So obviously you know that only backpacks and chests have talents on them. The other pieces no longer have them, so we don't have to worry about that. But for chests, what I want you to get is we want to get spotter. We care about spotter. We care about glass cannon is another good one to have. And we care about focus. This is perfect focus, but you can have regular focus too. And those are really the only 3 I care about. So you got focus, spotter, and glass cannon. Those 3, the only ones we care about. So you got focus, glass cannon, and then you have spotter. Now for backpacks, there's only one backpack talent we care about, and that's vigilance. That's it. There is no other damage ability that's going to help you do more DPS. All right. So vigilance is the one we want. Increases total weapon damage by 25%. Taking this damage disables buff for 4 seconds. Like I said before, the only difference between the gift and that is this is 3 seconds instead of 4. They do the same damage, so it's just 1 second quicker to get it back after you've taken damage. So that's that. Now, for brand sets, what I want you to look for is I want you to look for Cheska. This one right here. This is one of them. You want to make sure you have Province Defense. Then you also want, let's see what else we have. You want Fenris. And you want, there's one other. We want to have Waka Harris. And then I believe I have it down here. Let's see if I have one. Grupo Sombra. So those are the ones we want to look for. Waka Harris, Cheska, Fenris, Grupo, and Providence. Those 5 are the only brand sets we care about, all right? So what you're going to do is basically anytime you find that one of those pieces of gear and it has crit hit chance, crit hit damage, or headshot damage, I want you to save it. And also chest and backpack. Like I said, backpack with vigilance. If you get one with crit hit chance or crit hit damage, keep it and you can re-roll the talent of vigilance. Same thing for the chest pieces. The chest pieces and backpacks are often better to have the talent wrong and you can re-roll that. It makes it easier. So those are the things I want you to look for and keep those pieces. All right. All right, now as far as gear mod goes, we only care about secondary attributes. We only care about a crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and headshot damage right now. But you might as well save the other ones as you get them. Just save them. But really, we only care about crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and headshot damage. All right. Now for skill mods, you only need to keep one of each. So go through your mods once in a while, and obviously keep the highest one, and basically remove any duplicates and stuff like that. So just go through here and make sure you have the highest one that you can have, and then remove the duplicates. I often keep so I have 5% shield health and 5% shield health. I'll put this on an alt at some point. Obviously if you have max rolls, keep them. And that's it for mods. Once again, I want to stress that you paid for the game, so you play it the way you want to. Given all the gear choices out there, these are just my suggestions for new players. If you disagree with any of my recommendations or feel strongly that I left something out, let me know in the comments below. And as always, I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. If you did, please hit that like button below and leave a comment if you have any additional questions. If you'd like to see more content like this, then smash the subscribe button. You can also follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Maniocrity, where I stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evening starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'd be happy to answer any additional questions live on stream. Until next time, agents, happy hunting.